Hi, man. Back here today. Doing a 4 a.m. workout today. Things are starting to get a little busy around the holiday times here, and it's just starting to be that. Gotta do the 4 a.m. stuff. It's not as sexy. It's not as fun, to be honest. It does test the willpower, which is cool. Kind of puts you in a different mindset. But this is when the hard work's got to get done, and this is definitely the hard work. Um, anyways, the big thing today that I got to thinking about, since it is, early morning right now here in Indiana, I think it just checked. It's about 12 degrees outside right now, and this garage is not heated. A little space heater got taken inside. So it is what it is. Kid's bathroom needed it more than I did. So whatever. But the big thing we're going to talk about this morning, because it seems appropriate and perfect, is change. The word change. Like, listen, it's not easy. If change was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would be exactly who they want to be. Everyone would be their exact ideal version of what they expected from themselves. They would be doing all the things they want to do. They would try the job, decide whether they liked it or didn't like it, move on, try the next job. And they would do that over and over and over. But it's just not the case. It's not how it works. It's not what happens. It's not typical. It's hard. It's the thing that you want to do, but your mind and body fights it all the time. Because listen, the thing is that every day you try to change. Every day you attempt to be that new version of yourself in any way, your mind and body will fight you. It will see it as something out of the ordinary, and it will fight to get back to normal. It will go back to complacency. It understands what has worked and what it perceives as the easy path. And the only reason it's the easy path to your mind and body is because it's the learned path. You spent plenty of time doing the wrong shit on a permanent basis, or on a daily basis, actually, not a permanent basis, but a daily basis, consistently. Your mind and body wants to optimize for efficiency, safety, and longevity. That's what it wants to do. It does not do that appropriately all the time. The reason I thought about this being a good subject for today is because, like I said, it's 4 a.m. here, cold as fuck, and this is change for me. This is what change looks like for me right now. It is not comfortable being out here at 4 a.m. It's just not. It's harder. Everything about it's infinitely harder. I gotta wake up, obviously earlier, about 2 hours earlier than I normally would, to be out here working out at 4 a.m. So I gotta get up at 3:45, going on 4, somewhere in that window of time. The closer I push it to 4, the more I gotta get straight into dressed and come out here. It's hard. But I knew it would be hard, so one of the first things I did last night, laid out my clothes, laid out these sweatpants, laid out the sweatshirt laid out the t-shirt that I've got under this, and the sweatshirt, and this jacket, all of it, had it set out. Had the camera stand set out, had the microphone set out, had all of it set out, had all of it ready. So when the morning came, when that alarm went off, there was as little resistance as possible. But understand this, all of that is resistance. I wanted to make sure it was smooth and streamlined. But the hardest fucking thing to do is get out of that bed. It is the hardest thing. that alarm goes off, there's nothing about me, not a single thing that says, fuck yeah, let's do this. I have not built up the consistency or the track record this year that does that. So this was going to be a battle. I knew it was going to be, and it was, just like it always is. But holy crap. That's where I have built up the resiliency, though, throughout every other day of my life. If that alarm goes off, remember what we talked about? I don't spend time laying in bed. In the early days, I had to get up. Otherwise, the negative thoughts crept in. Otherwise, that bitch voice, comes sliding in there, reminding me of the past, and especially in the early days of divorce, reminding me of what I had and what I don't have right now. Made very apparent to me that I was laying in an empty bed. Made very apparent to me that what's the point? You don't have anything to work for anymore. It kept calling that out to me. It kept telling me just lay here. It'll feel better. You're comfortable right now. Just do the easy thing. You're not in the mood for hard stuff. You're not built for hard stuff right now. That's what that bitch voice is trying to tell me. And that first win of the day for the bitch voice was keeping me in bed. Shut that alarm off. Stay in bed. First win for me of the day, for the boss voice, was shut off that alarm. Get the fuck out of bed. There is no in between this at this point. Either I'm winning or I'm fucking losing. And all it took was getting up to dictate that. So I have done that for years now. Years. Without compromise. There is no laying there. There's no thinking about it. None of that. Get up and do the thing. Start your day. I will win that day every time. So when this 4 a.m. time comes around, that change of routine, that change of the old routine, I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for it. I'm moving through it. Oh, yeah. At 4 a.m., it's time to come out here and work out. That alarm's going off anywhere in between there, 3:45 or 4, whichever one I'm setting it for. I'm getting up. I'm getting up right away. No screwing around. No questions asked. Get up. That's the first step. From there, everything else. But understand this. I want to make it very, very clear. Once I stood up, because it was almost a reaction rather than an intent, than a conscious decision. Because again, I've worked on it enough, so much, that it's not really a thing I've got to think about anymore. I've built that resilience in. I've built that action into my day. So I get up, fire up. Okay. Takes a minute to get my head right. Because now I'm standing up. What do I normally do? Well, going through my morning routine. So I start to move towards the bathroom, which I need to go to the bathroom. So I go. But also at the same time, this isn't morning routine time. This is now the new morning routine. Once I get in the bathroom, head out to where I laid my clothes out, which are not in the bedroom. They're outside of the bedroom. I'm getting out of that space. I will leave that space. So now I'm walking around the house. Get out there. I'm in my underwear. Okay. Shorts on. Sweatpants on. T-shirt on. Sweatshirt on. All this is movement. All this is clothes layered. And these are out in the living room, which is right next to my kitchen. After I get fully dressed, what do you think happens? What do I need for in the morning? I want some BCAAs. I want some branched chain amino acids. That's what I want. Specifically, I actually have EAAs, essential amino acids, but I go that route. First off, I have a bottle of water. Drink that right away just to get some fluids in my body. Let my body know, okay, we're starting the day normal. It's time to get into motion. Then I have the EAAs. I sit down for about 10 to 15 minutes in an upright chair in the kitchen. So that way, my body understands that, okay, we're doing this. We're not sitting on the couch. We're not lounging. We're not laying down. We're not being lazy. We're not doing any of that. Everything we're doing right now is intention based. Remember, we're setting a new routine in the morning. This is the new routine. Got to build up that muscle. So once I've sat there, I do not scroll social media at that moment. I'm not doing that. That is an endless void, especially in this moment when your mind's not super strong. You need to make sure you keep that under control real quick. So if anything, I'll just start thinking about what I'm going to do for my workout. Okay, what do I want to do? I know my stuff. I know what workout I should be doing because I've got it on my little board. I know where I'm at. And this is where the ease of my sets come in. What we were talking about before, like this is why I do the one exercise, full body, of course, but the one exercise for one muscle group consistently for 4 weeks. I do the same set range with the same rep range, right? I do the body part for 4 sets for 6 to 12 reps at the end. And again, it's less thinking. It's just more action. And remember, change is hard, right? Change is hard. So by knowing that, try to make everything else around it easier. Take all the resistance that you can out, all that you can think of. And don't get me wrong, you're not going to get it all done the first day. You're not going to remove all the resistance. That's ridiculous to think you're even going to remove all the resistance. It's not even expected. But you can do it. You can help yourself getting there. God, that bar is fucking cold. Holy shit. I'm going to get my gloves out next time. See, right there's some resistance. Holy shit, that bar is cold. But that's resistance right there, that alone. So I'm going to get my gloves out next time. But setting those things up, getting yourself prepared, getting yourself ready, that is all helping yourself out. Most people just make the statement, I'm going to change. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to stop doing that. And they tell themselves, and sometimes even everybody else, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Always forgetting change is hard. It's incredibly hard. So guess what? That's all they do. They just say it. They don't set themselves up to win. They just do nothing because they think by saying it, they're going to do it. And by doing nothing, they've set themselves up for failure. Setting yourself up for failure is so much easier. And again, just knowing that one fact is so much better because even one thing, if you do one thing of intention towards that goal, you have now taken one step closer to victory and one step away from failure. So that's all I'm doing here. That's all I'm doing. I'm recognizing that change is fucking hard. I know that it's hard. It's not even nobody even has to convince me of that. I already know it. Change has been hard my whole life. I may not have been able to verbalize it, but that's why anything that I was doing that was new, a skill, an activity, a job, an action, anything at all, going through school, all of it. Every time something changed, it was hard. There was resistance. Some was easier than others, but there was always something that was hard about it. So that's it. That is all I would do with change. But again, knowing that it's going to be hard and that it is hard is one of the biggest steps. The other thing in that world is that a lot of people are going to not believe you. And that's going to be because of one of two things. Fuck, this bar is cold. Damn it. It's only because of one of two things, though. Because number one, you've fucking shown them in the past that you've said things and you don't change things. You've shown them who you are. You've shown them that that is an option in your life. You've let them believe, because of your past actions, that you are a person that says things and does not do them. You have to get real about that. You have to recognize that and understand that's a fact. It's the way it is. It's not the way it's got to be forever, but it's the way it is currently. Get clear with yourself. Be honest. Stop fucking around. And the only other reason that they don't believe you when you say you're going to change is because they've fucked up. They're the ones that say they're going to change and they don't do it in all kinds of parts of their lives. They're the ones that say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop eating that. I'm going to get a six pack. I'm going to look good for my wife. I'm going to do whatever, blah, 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 blah. And they constantly let themselves down and let their family down. And they see that dead look in their own eyes in the mirror in the morning. When they've gotten up late, when they didn't do the workout, when they're pulling their fat fucking gut out of the way to take a piss. They feel it, they see it, they live it. That's why they think that you're going to do the same. Because if you're able to do it, it means it shows them how weak and pathetic they are. They want you to fail, which brings me to my next point. Fuck everybody else. You're going to lose friends along the way, especially if you're making big changes, which if you're here, you are. You're in the process of making some of the biggest changes of your life. I know that because that's what I had to do. It's what you have to do in this moment of your life. Going through this divorce, resetting yourself up for the ultimate comeback, to be better than you ever were in your past, to be a better man, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, all of it. So that's one of the biggest changes you can possibly do. It's going to be one of the biggest shifts of your life. People think it's hard to quit your job because the uncertainty of money. Try fucking changing yourself. The uncertainty of who you're looking at. When everyone and their brother's telling you you're not going to be able to do it, or everyone and your brother's telling you the easy path, or they're telling you you're wrong, or as you start to change, they're going to start to hate you. They're going to start to despise you. They're going to talk shit behind your back because you remind them of the weaker version of themselves. They understand that you're doing more than they ever did, and with what they perceive as less than they ever had, because you've now lost what most of the world thinks is everything because you've went through a divorce. They look at the numbers, they look at the statistics, divorced men, how the depression runs rampant, how the weakness mentally sets in, how the body goes into entropy. You start to lose weight if you're in shape. You just start to lose your muscle mass. You start to not care. You don't have things. Everything's happening in a bad way. A lot of men take their own lives. A lot of them lose the ultimate battle. People know this. But when you don't, it starts to call into question their own decisions. It starts to call into question their lives. They start to realize real quick, how is this possible? How is he able to change? Why is he winning? Why does he look better? Why does he move better? Why am I jealous? He's divorced. He has nothing. But they don't know. They have no clue of what you're building. And that's the best part. Is you already know change is fucking hard. You've done the hard steps day in and day out. And the best part of all that is they think in their head, they think you're already done. They have no clue you've just begun. They have no clue you've just begun. They think right then and there that, oh man, he's already better than me. Gosh, how's he doing that? How is he doing that? They just don't get it. You've just begun because you're doing the hard shit daily. Because again, guys, change is hard. It absolutely is hard. That's why not everybody does it. Most won't because they can't. They just can't. They aren't built the same. They aren't like you. They aren't like us. They don't get it. They take the world for granted. They haven't had the privilege of having everything stripped away. They haven't had the privilege of one of the hardest resets that exists in the world. They haven't had that. What they see as the worst moment in the history of the world that they could ever imagine within their lives is your biggest, most valuable asset. You get it. There's a lot on the line right now. There's a lot on the line. Understand that. Respect that. It's the truth. All right. That's about all I got to say this morning about that. Just know that this isn't easy. I'm pacing back and forth right now because it's cold. It's not easy. Trying to keep the blood flowing, not trying to sit very long. The bar that I'm touching is cold as fuck. My hands are stiff. The reason I warmed up on rope pull downs is because right now I'm currently doing overhead tricep presses. That's a lot of stress on the joint, on the elbow joint. I knew I needed to get it warmed up and lubed up through the rope extensions. Did a very, very light set, 15 to 20 reps each time for 4 sets, just to warm up that muscle group. Again, because this is something new. These morning routines for working out. It's tough. It's not easy. Nothing about this is easy. Everything's going to take longer. This workout today, even though I knew I was going to do it, even though I knew my intentions, I'm already realizing that, oh yeah, I forgot this takes a little longer to get warmed up. I haven't done it in a while. I took for granted the tricep part. Everything just takes longer to warm up. So on my last set of triceps right now, I'm feeling it. Like it's not a hurt pain, but there's pressure. Like the pressure of the movement is more prominent than the pump that I'm getting. Which that's another thing, let's be real. In these early morning workouts, especially when you change your routine, it doesn't have to be that you're changing from the afternoon to morning. It can be from morning to afternoon. It doesn't matter which. But these changes, your body, like it just doesn't, it gets in its own routine, starts to understand like, okay, as we're starting to get ready to work out, like the environment's kind of the same. So it starts to say, okay, we're going to start doing this thing that I know we do. So I need to start shuttling nutrients to certain areas. We haven't done this in the morning for a while. So the pump, it's pretty hard to get, to be honest, in the first couple of days. It's honestly a little harder to get. It takes about, gosh, I don't know the exact days, but there's an actual study out there that I want to say it's around 2 weeks, I think, of doing the new routine consistently. Then your body starts to adapt and says, okay, apparently we're doing this now and not that anymore. So getting up gets easier. The muscles are primed better. You feel better. Everything starts to work differently. You start to look forward to this morning routine. So be ready for that. Understand that the first day for damn sure is a bit of a struggle. First few days is a bit of a struggle, to be honest, like a hard struggle. So just be aware of it. Be ready for it. It happens. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen to you, I promise. Somewhere along the lines. This first day, you might have a weird bit of energy. You might be a little amped up to start this new routine. The very first day, you'll find yourself kind of like hopping out of bed easier than you thought. You could start to move better and think, shit, this is easy. What the hell is he talking about? That's a trap. The novelty of the new can wear off pretty quick. So just be ready. At this first day, the change in the sleep pattern can catch up quick. It might be during the day, you get hit by a wall of just, oh shit, I'm tired. Holy crap, maybe that's what happens. I don't know. But if not, it might be that evening, earlier than you thought. You might fall asleep harder. The next morning might be harder to get up because your body says, oh shit, we're doing this for another day? Oh, damn. Okay. All right, I guess that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. It just starts to become a little harder, a little harder, a little harder, until you start to hit that crest, the top of the mountain, the top of the hill, and you start to roll down the downside. Just understand, this isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world. This isn't going to be just fluid right away. It's going to take effort. It's going to take intentions. It's going to take desire. And it's going to take you reminding yourself of what it's all about, of what it's all for. You're going to need to tell yourself over and over and over why you're doing this. You're going to need to remind yourself. Picture yourself that end state. Understand that you're doing that guy a favor today. You're building the routine. You're building the body. You're building the mindset for him. Each brushstroke is filling in that picture every time. Each and every rep is just that one more micro step closer to that end goal, to that future self. Dude, I can't explain how cold these bars are. Damn it. Holy shit, that's fucking dumb. That is crazy. I forgot how cold these bars get. Oh. Wow. Sounds so fucking dumb. Of course the steel bars are getting cold. Of course. Guess what? It's just as cold as it was the year before, and the year before, and the year before. Oh. I don't know if that's something to look forward to, or just understanding that's the kind of the journey that you're going to be on. But consistently every year, a few times a year at least. I'm amazed at how cold these bars are. I need that reminder, which is fucking stupid. You got to get that slap in the face. The fact that I've got to do that every time is evidence enough at how hard this shit can be. And at the same time, how humbling it can be. It's just all, it's all such a game. It's all such a game. Oh my God. Keep moving, keep moving. Damn it. Oh. Oh man, I try hard not to even think about it. The little things that get me through those is just paying attention to the muscle group, the flexing of it, the motion of it. How does it feel? Staying connected with the muscle itself, trying not to think about how cold my hands are, how much pain they're actually going through. Because if I'm real, it's only temporary. It's not going to last a real long time. In a weird way, you grow to like it. You almost get a bit of joy of knowing you're doing something that nobody else is. There's a weird bit of joy knowing that you're the only one doing this right now. You're the only one up working out right now. And here's the thing. There's probably people at the gym right now. They're in there working out and they're telling themselves the same thing. But guess what? You're doing something harder. They've got their perfect life set up and a perfect way to be able to do something like that. You're functioning within your life, within your reality. Greasing the grooves. Where you can get it in, you get it in. So for me, working at my garage right now, it's one of the small victories in a weird way. I think, yeah, it must be nice to be able to have time to hop in your car, leave your house, go to the gym. It's warm. It's bright. You got other people there to see things happening. You're not in the trenches taking grenades. I can't leave the house. It's Wednesday morning. My children are inside sleeping. I don't get the luxury of jumping in my car and going to the gym. I can't leave them here. They can't sleep. One's about to be a teenager. That's the oldest one. It's out to the garage. In the cold, in the freezing cold in the winter, Midwest. That's where I have to do this. That's my battlefield right now. And I do take pride in that. There is a sense of pride in knowing that I'm doing the hard stuff. A lot of people got to go buy a bath. They get cold. They do their cold plunge. Good for them. I think it's a great thing. Understand this. I laugh at that. You gotta buy your $1,000+ piece of equipment just to get cold. I just gotta go to the garage. Wake the central nervous system up. Get freezing cold. Touch that bar over and over and over. Yeah. It feels good. Oh, man. God, it feels good. The bad part is like I said, I'm gonna have to get this routine down a little better as far as time wise goes. The warming up was a little longer than I thought. That was because in all reality, I always have my stuff ready out here as far as like the stand and the microphone goes, just in case. But as I was doing my warm up, my initial warm up, found myself realizing, oh yeah, shit, this stuff's hard. The change in the routine is tough. I honestly, in this space, forgot it. I know it's hard. But until you're doing it, you get reminded of how hard that specific one is. That new routine, you forget what it is. Time makes fools of us all. With enough time, things seem easier. That's what sparked this. That's what made me realize real quick. Oh yeah. Oh, there's something to talk about here. This is important. So all I had left was those tricep rope pull down or push downs in the warm up, and I'm only 2 exercises in. Once I do this last set, that's only 2 exercises. I'm trying to still do 4. Still trying to get 4 in. But that warm up took long enough. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to be able to get a 3rd in. I think. Right now. I'm just running down the list too on this one. This is one of those deals where I'm just going to run down this thing. I don't care what the order is right now. The order's not as important as making sure I'm doing the workout. Just getting the exercises in, because I want to make sure I get the maximum number of things in as I can for efficiency. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get as much done as I need to. You know what? It's not so much you need to. It's want to. I want to get at least 3 exercises in. Because that sets me up for a good victory later. As I'm looking at my board, I just realized I'm writing all these in the Tuesday spot. It's Wednesday morning. That is one thing I had to do yesterday, was sacrifice the Tuesday afternoon workout, the later one, for a couple of reasons. Number one, because our babysitter took the day off, and I had to pick the kids up off the bus at 3:30. So what that meant was leaving work not a minute late and making sure I'm all the way out at the bus stop, about 20 minutes away from 25 minutes away from where I work. So I'm ready for them to get off the bus and I'm there for them. But with that, it meant that now it's dad time. I'm not going to come home and tell them, hey, okay, go sit down inside while I go out and do what I want to do. Now, don't get me wrong. When they get older, they'll understand it a little better. But right now, they want dad. Because when I picked them up off the bus, the one had basketball practice, so he was actually still at school. The 8-year-old, he come run off the bus, screaming for dad, because dad doesn't normally pick him up. He usually goes to the sitter. So this was a good treat for him. It was awesome. It was a great treat for me. And then past that, my daughter, happened her too at that exact same time, with no delay. Just what it is. She's 5. Like, I'm not telling a 5-year-old and 8-year-old, okay, now that you're at home, sit inside while daddy goes outside. It's just there's not a world where I'm doing that. So, and that's okay. So yesterday afternoon, there was no workout done. That's because I knew I was doing this in the morning anyways. I knew that the 4 a.m.s were going to be coming. I just didn't know how soon. Ugh. Well, it's now. That's the other thing too. Is it's Wednesday, 4 a.m. It's not Monday, not Saturday, it's not Sunday. Not that you can't do it those days. That's one of the biggest piles of bullshit most people tell themselves. I'll do it Monday. I'm going to start it on Monday. I'm going to start the new thing, the routine. Starting Monday, I'm doing this. And I'm never doing that again. The fact that you said that already lets you know you're making deals with yourself. You're making little tiny backdoor deals. Well, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it Monday. It's the beginning of the week. Why would I do it now? That makes no sense to do it now. Do it Monday. Start the week off right. You're losing. That's that bitch voice. You're negotiating with the bitch voice. You're not negotiating with yourself. You're negotiating with the bitch voice. Understand that. Yesterday afternoon didn't work out. I knew right then and there. All right, it's time to start doing 4 a.m. workouts. I know that 4 a.m. workouts doesn't mean every single day. It might. If I get on a good enough routine where this makes more sense, I will. It doesn't always make sense, though, to be honest with you. There's sometimes that my older son has games until 8:30 at night. We'll be at the school watching him play games. So by the time we get home, get Ray cleaned up, get dinner made, get food prep for tomorrow, get myself cleaned up, get in bed, it'll be pushing 9:30 going on 10. If you team 3 and 4 days up like that, getting up at 4 a.m. and I'm just laying down in bed at 10, well, it didn't work out very well. You still have to sleep. Like, sleep has to be a major priority. You can sacrifice a little here and there, but not a lot consistently. It's just not something you want to do. That's another one of those, you're setting yourselves up for failure if you just do that consistently over and over and over. If you always look at sleep to be the thing that you're going to cut, it's not going to work. Yeah, sleep. I'll be the first one to admit, real quick, that, and this may be an unpopular opinion, but sleep for me, while I enjoy it and I understand its benefits, I see it as cumbersome. It's not something that all I think about is, oh man, I wish I could take a nap. Like, every time I'm tired, not in a big way, but I'm a little annoyed. I want that time back. I feel like, man, I could be doing so much. I understand that it's potentially the single most important thing in this routine. And I give it the respect it deserves. But I do wish, just being totally honest, totally transparent, I'm just not that guy. I'm not the one that wants to sleep all the time, that wants to take naps and sleep in late. Again, like I said, in the mornings, it's almost comical at how comfortable that bed is. It's almost comical at how I've done this for years, and it is the first battle every single day. There's not a day that I wake up and I think, fuck yeah, jump out of bed. It's, okay, holy shit, I'm comfortable. Get up anyways. But I do. Everything in me says, stay here. It's comfortable. Lay in bed. You're warm. This is what you want to do. But yeah, sleep is overall. I always want to stay up later. Like, you give me some days off, I'll push into that night a little further, a little further, a little further. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my upbringing. Maybe it's the life I've lived is what has created that. I'm assuming that's what it is. But boy, I find myself almost more productive at that time too. Now, this is something I've noticed about myself as I've gotten older. So maybe this is exactly what's happening. But when I'm getting ready to do a task that I don't enjoy, that I know I'm not looking forward to, my initial response is to divert the attention and the energy to something else to kind of distract myself from the task that needs done. So what I think's happening there is that what's weird, because during the day, if I've got to do something hard, like work-wise, I'll try to distract myself from that, from the task, I guess, and doing other random things. But what's funny is in the evening, when what is perceived as the hard thing or the thing I don't want to do, which is sleep, I'll start doing the work tasks. I'll think, oh, I can do this thing online real quick, and I could set up this client's workout routine and diet plan for tomorrow. Oh, I could get my notes ready for the group call. I could get my notes ready for the call with that client. Like, all this stuff that during the day I would find myself thinking, okay, I can push it off a little bit. That's what I want to do then. It's so funny. So that just lets me know right there that what's quote unquote hard or inconvenient at the moment is just a perception. Because later in the day, when something else is seen as inconvenient, past inconveniences become the moment's distractions, the moment's want tos, the immediates. I'll do that now. That's how I know I'm playing the games. That's how I know where my weaknesses actually are. Pay attention, and I'm real with myself. So I think that's what's happening late at night when it's time for bed. Holy crap, I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't want to take this coat off yet because I've got my core temperature's up to where I want it to be, but I'm right at that threshold of, like, I can feel my chest, my whole core section starting to get a little warm. Like, almost like, oh, I'm hot. You can take that coat off. My hands don't hurt even close to as bad as they did. Things are feeling better. The blood's really flowing now. See, this is what I'm talking about. So this feeling right here, I've literally got one more set to do. That's it. We're rounding 50 minutes already in this video and talk. And I did the warm up for this. That's how I know I'm not being efficient with this yet. Because right now, I'm starting to feel it. Starting to feel like, oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Now you want to get into it. And right as I want to get into it, I have to get out of it. I have to hang the weights up. I have to shut the camera off. I have to shut the light off. I have to go outside and start the truck and warm it up for the kids. Because here in 20 minutes, once I get done with this and go inside and get changed, take a shower real quick. I guess take a shower real quick, then get changed. I gotta start getting their lunches ready, which I have it all set out. It'll be a minute, but that whole process starts. That whole morning routine starts. And we get ready to take them to the babysitter in the morning. The babysitter's working today. They go there in the morning. The bus picks them up there in the morning. That whole process starts. My work day begins soon. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow in the morning. We're going to keep this up for a few days at least. Yeah. Understand this. Now that I got that done, my work day's just begun. All right, man. Let's kill today. Till tomorrow. Dominate your day.